Welcome to Easy English by Editing, and today we are going to discuss the question answer of Beehive, the snake and the mirror. Well, the very first question to all of you is that what is the theme of this story, the snake and the mirror? The theme is that the theme is based on vanity. Vanity means pride. That human being is so proud of his physical beauty that at times he is often made foolish and stupid by the sense of beauty. By the sense of beauty, we often get ourselves in trouble due to the pride, and therefore the author is trying to explain through this lesson that it is important for us to live in a real world, not to live in an artificial world. Say like that. It is important for us, to live in the real world, rather than in the world of fiction. It is better to live in the reality. See, whatever capability we have, we should live in the real sense. We should never dream of the artificial world that there is a heaven. We have never seen the heaven. Whatever is the heaven is on the earth only. What we see face to face is the real world. Is the next question, please. Now, what is this story about? Who is the man or who is the protagonist of the story? The yeah, you're right. The main character of the story. Selected. Who is the protagonist of the story? You're right. No, the homeopathic doctor is the protagonist of the story. He is a handsome unmarried bachelor. Selected. He is a handsome unmarried bachelor and admirer of his own beauty. How can you say that he was an admirer of his own beauty?
Because
He had a mirror in front of his bed. Select that. He had kept the mirror just in front of his bed. This clearly suggests that perhaps he was proud of his appearance. If a person always keeps the mirror in front of his bed, it is very clear that he is proud of his appearance. Am I right? Question number 2. Now, on a hot summer, what had the doctor done after taking the milk? He had entered the room. He had entered the room and he had lighted the lamp. After that, what did he find? He found a sound that was coming from the roof, coming from the roof. Now he settled down to read a book. What was he habituated of? Come on. What was the doctor habituated of? Reading books. Now there was a large mirror in front of the table. In front of the or that was no. There was a large mirror kept on the table in front of his bed. In front of his bed. And as it was too hot, he just went out to breathe fresh air. Breathe fresh air. Now, tell me one thing. What was the doctor often engrossed in during the day? Engrossed means busy in. What was the doctor often engrossed in? Dreaming. It is called daydreaming. The doctor was often engrossed in daydreaming. Say like all of you. The doctor was often engrossed in daydreaming. He gave much importance to dreaming all the time. Okay. Who were the greater disturbance to the doctor in the room? The rats. Absolutely. Now, longer question. The sound was a familiar one. What sound did the doctor hear?
the rat something on the
Yes, you are absolutely right. The doctor often heard, say like that, doctor often heard a familiar sound of rats scurrying through the beam of the roof, scurrying through, running through. He did not bother with the sound, say like that, he didn't bother with the sound as he assumed that they were rats. And he sometimes heard the sound
and sometimes we have
3 times. And then he said that I have heard this sound several times. Heard the sound? Okay, another small question from that. What did he think often when he heard the sound repeatedly? He often thought that there might be the sound of falling off a rubber tube. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
But actually, the second time when he heard the sound, it was not the falling of the rats or falling of the rubber, it was the falling of the snake. Falling of the
Snake.
Yes. What too important and what yes, what too important and earth-shaking decision did the doctor take while he was looking into the mirror.
So he
Two
had,
important
so
decisions.
he had thin moustache and he maintained his beauty. I mean, he make his smile on the face.
Yeah, you're right. He would grow a thin mustache. He decided while looking into the mirror,
While looking on
the
the
doctor decided that
the doctor decided that
he would grow a thin mustache
he grew a thin
and he
mustache
will save every day. He will save his beard every day
every day.
and he will grow a thin mustache just to look handsome.
That is
And the second decision that he took, say like that, and the second decision he took
the second
was that he would always keep
he would always
a
keep
smile on his face,
a smile on his face.
despite all oddness,
Despite all
just to
oddities.
look handsome.
Just to
So
look
tell me,
handsome.
what were the two things that the doctor always wanted to maintain artificially? Number one, a smile on his face,
A smile on his
and he
face.
wanted to save his beard every day to keep his face clean and grow a thin mustache. Grow a
Thin mustache.
absolutely right. Okay, next question. Very small question it is. Yes. The kind of person the doctor is, tell me, number one, money minded or possessive? बोलिए. Are you sure? बोलिए.
Yes,
कोशिश कीजिए. आपको हम evidence दे रहे हैं. The story has two parts. One presents the dream of the doctor that he often dreamed during the day and he was far away from reality of life. The doctor often dreamed that he would sometimes become rich, he would marry a female, partner who would be very rich, understand? And he always dreamed to have a life partner more and more attractive and beautiful. Am I right? Though he lived in a very poorly furnished room, yet he dreamed of fancies, dreamed of.
Fancies.
Then we can say that the doctor was often money-minded, because he decided that if he marry, he would marry with a rich lady, probably a doctor,
Doctor.
and then he was also dreaming about having a lot of money and bringing a very good living. Am I right?
Yes.
The manner in which the doctor decided to run his dispensary and do the treatment also suggests that in the latter life he wanted to have a beautiful clinic, but then what is the contrast between what he dreamed and what is the reality? बोलिए. The contrast between
The contrast
what he dreamed of
what he dreamed of
and the reality is that
the reality is that
there was always
there was
a
always
scarcity of
scarcity
money.
of money.
He often struggled
He often
to
struggled
meet his
to meet
both ends
both ends
and manage his life.
manage his life.
The story also becomes
The story of
humorous.
humorous.
That a person who is living a very poor life is always dreaming of, becoming richer, without putting much effort. Okay, the person wants to marry a rich lady. Am I right?
Yes.
The doctor had always thought to marry whom? Tell me. A rich lady, probably a doctor,
Doctor.
and who would have a good medical practice. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
And she should have lot of wealth. She would have lot of wealth and lot of luxuries, and when she will be married with this doctor, that money would multiply and he would become a rich person. He would become a
Rich person.
and now there is a line, God willed, otherwise his wife would be fatter. And to which he replied, unfortunately, that whenever he would marry, definitely he would be a rich person. He would be a.
Rich person.
And the last question of the day, short questions. Tell me, these expressions suggest that, Kunal, a very small, expression is there. His thoughts when the snake is coiled around his arm, give me two important thoughts which came into his mind.
So he
First
is
one,
frightened.
he's frightened.
And second, he could not move because he thought that the snake bite him.
The doctor looked into the mirror. He appreciated his good looks at that time when the snake was coiling him. Look at that. At the time when the snake was coiling his arm, he looked into the mirror and admired his own beauty. Who? The doctor. But he couldn't believe that it could be dangerous. It could be,
Dangerous.
and therefore, while the snake was coiling his arm, two thoughts were coming in mind. One thought was that he was appreciating his own beauty, and the second thought was that he just thought of having a rich wife after marriage. A rich wife after, he decided that he would marry a very rich lady probably a doctor, probably a, and he would also thought about growing a thin mustache, thin and look more handsome. Look,
more handsome.
am I right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. We have revised the lessons.